G'day punters, welcome to the Mailbag, previewing our headquarters meeting at Flemington, probably on the 23rd of May, Pete, am I right there?
Yes.
Probably. Powered by puntingform.com.au, the database we use, you should use too, if you want to take your punting to the next level, Pistol Pete.
Absolutely.
That's what happened to you, isn't it?
Oh, look, I was already operating in a pretty high
Oh,
level.
yeah, a bit of me time.
Yep.
Well, I needed punting form. I believe Pete needed it too, even if he's not ready to admit that to himself. If you haven't tried it, you should. We're also brought to you by Betfair and Mountain Goat Lager. Very enjoyable beer, brewed with the beautiful fresh waters of the Yarra. This hat was brought to you by Pete.
Yes.
We're going to focus on races 5, 6 and 8 at Flemington. We're going to do 3 races in depth for you at home. If you want to get every race covered and just your hand held all the way through the meeting, head to themailbag.com.au. I shall guide you to the glory land. We won small last week at Flemington.
Torturous.
But if Akanar Star and the human kite that rode it won, it would have been sort of a double. We would have doubled our units back.
Yep.
Would have been like 20 out and 40 back. And if Ollie, if Sads had not had the opportunity to create some good content with Ollie because he actually won that race, it would have been another 20 units on top of that. It would have tripled our money. So Flemington is my favourite place to bet. If you're going to ever try the mailbag.com.au and get some accountable betting advice, this weekend would be the weekend to do it. We've also got Pete's Gropers, which is a reference to Western Australia, not to him personally. Scoot's Brisbane Metro Mail, and we've also got Curly's out wide gear up on the northeastern tracks of Australia, North Queensland. And Pete, what have we got? What have we got starting this week?
Oh, yeah.
If I go like that, do you know what I'm talking about?
The great and glorious game of rugby
God's
league.
winter game, Rugby League.
Yep.
Rugby League. Rugby League kicks off on Thursday, the 28th of May. That's a week away, punters. We have got an expert on to expand the mailbags, betting advice into sports. It'll be essentially for the loyal mailbag customer client. It's going to be like a movers product. It's like going to be like a Pistols Gropers product, really. Some early plays, but the majority of the work will be done late, where there's more liquidity. If you're interested in getting involved, it will be capped price, capped numbers in the product. Head to the mailbag.com.au. It will be first in, first served. I expect it sort of fills this week.
It'll go off like a frog in a sock.
I'd assume so. Nick Tedeschi is the man providing the information. He's got a record and experience that justifies using him. I can't wait. I really can't. I cannot wait because rugby league is unless the referees, the whistleblowers, can bring PVL to his knees, then it's on for Thursday.
Yep.
And it's going to be the only sport that we know and love that's on and watchable. And we need to be able to bet on it. I need my hand held. And Nick's going to hold my hand. Top rope Tedeschi. Head to the mailbag.com.au, get aboard. Race 5, Flemington, rails out 5 metres. We're not overly confident into what that means into track play, Peter.
Yep.
There's the speed map. Up comes the market. There's not a stack of speed here. The obvious sort of horses look to be the independent roads, Tooradins, Gamekeepers, even the horse like Highland Jack. Flanders Rain has a figure that's competitive. Map, very, very tricky. November Dreaming, good SP profile, still hanging around.
Yep.
One that interests me a little bit outside of the obvious, but the market loves. So I don't want to bet on it, but it almost makes the race unbettable. But this Miyake, it's coming from a good 4 track in Sydney, which it won on, down to Melbourne. Now, even if we get onto a heavy 8, if the idea is that the horse can handle that heavy track, I do like that platform off a good surface into the heavy, as opposed to some of these horses, Top of Head, Tooradin, He's a Fox, that are taking up the market. They're coming off that bottomless Sandown track. Thoughts?
Sure. I guess for me, they've probably had that 3-week gap. It's probably not as much of a concern as if it was maybe a week or two ago. I guess a lot of them, it was just an even speed on that occasion. You might find one or two improve, so as a result, like a Craftsmanship, for instance, is, huge odds. But having said that, it was beaten 20 lengths. But I think if it is a good track there on Saturday, it's more than likely going to improve. Thought the you go back 2 starts, splits are okay through the line. But for me, He's a Fox is the one that I thought could be suited here.
It could have gone to like the Derby or whatever.
Yeah, and it's got SP over a few others, just mild SP over Turin, very similar price, but does have that SP over, Kasari as well. And at Gate 1, I'm not sure that will necessarily be the worst place. Might be able to sit a little bit closer as a result. So, tricky little race, but that was probably the way I was leaning.
Yeah. I don't think I want to get invested.
Yeah.
But I couldn't turn you off backing almost the top 8 in the market.
Yeah.
I just think because that's how I'm thinking, I don't really want to get involved in the race. I do think that Independent Road and Flanders Rain are sort of almost juicy, along with Craftsmanship.
Yeah.
They're the three that if there was a couple of scratchings and say two of the three were still forgotten by the market, I could start to think about betting. But at this stage, I don't want to bet. I think it's a great race.
A bit too skinny at the moment, but yeah.
Race 6, Peter. There's the speed map. Up comes the Symph Hold Bro. This is a very, very interesting race. You go first, and I'll.
I was going to say you threw one out on the deep dive in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, bro.
And then here it is, 1200.
Malibu style, respect.
Yep.
Think it's about a little bit skinny.
Yeah, it looks about right, doesn't it?
Scared Miss Ayano,
Mm-hmm.
but it should be $15. Then you need to bet.
Yep.
It's very short. I think it'll get out. Ben Mellon riding awful. Horse has no early speed. Will be back and running on. Lord Von Costa, bit of a potent horse.
Yep.
Price like it's a lot better than it is though. Again, Rocks the Castle probably wants further. Same Rich Itch and Jana don't know what it's doing. Holbein probably at that price you can not lose on.
Yep.
If it gets out to the 80s.
Just chop it. Yep.
But basically, I think Milwaukee should be $3 here, $3.50 max. I think it is an enormously great bet. Bet until it hurts responsibly. Seriously, if the gate's open and your snoofter doesn't shrivel a little bit, you haven't had enough on. If I don't believe that, then I'm full of shit on the deep dive. I said I want to see this horse back to Flemington up in trip.
Yep.
It's going from 1,000 to 1,200. It is. Let me just throw some stats at your punters at home. So I'm not just saying things to sound bloody sound body, because I believe what I'm saying. Milwaukee last start clocked the third fastest last 6, second fastest last 4, the fastest last 200 metres of the entire meeting. It was dominant versus the class.
Mm-hmm.
It wants to go to 1,200. Then you go and look at its actual stats, the horse. I get at mypuntingform.com.au, just the webpage. It's had 7 starts at the track and trip. 3 of them it's won.
Yep.
2 of them it ran second, 1 it ran third. So 1 time in 7 it's missed the 3. You can get $1.90 the place right now. It's absurd. Heavy stats are a concern if it gets real heavy, but the tracks have been heavy to. I don't think it was a good 4 on Saturday.
And it drains well.
There's
drains really well.
Yeah, if the horse is obviously set to go here too, the quick backup. So if the track, and another reason why I'm happy to just to bet now, if you can, which is going to get even harder now that they've killed Reserve on. But what a disgrace that is. Anyway, if they think that the horse won't get through it, they'll scratch.
Yep.
And you get your money back. Just bet, I think.
It's hard to argue with it, really.
It ran a third down the straight to Tactical Advantage in a listed race. I think that was in the Carnival.
Yeah,
from
it was.
Memory.
Yeah.
So that's a good race. That's on a soft 6. soft 5 that was. It ran 5th to Sosie Bond in a heavy 8. I just think bet. That's that day Sosie Bond sort of announced himself as a winner, which we're going to get to in race 8. But yeah, I think Milwaukee's just an extremely appealing bet here. You, Peter?
I can't disagree. I'll chop Malibu style. That'll be my play in the race. Great again. Just interesting to see that horse go around second start in Victoria. Out and out wet tracker, but would need genuine soft track.
I think the 2 horses I like in the race are Malibu Style and Miss Ayana outside of my bet. But I'd like to see sort of $14 plus either of them.
Yep.
Race 8P, there's the market, speed map, blah, 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 blah. Peter, thoughts on this race?
Yeah, intriguing little race, isn't it? It's got a bit of angle to it, which I like.
Plenty of angle. The wetter the better for Shot of Irish, who's put together 2 big performances on the wet. Does have to carry T Hope though, which I don't think is a positive. Was a good versus class last start. Brings the biggest figure to the race. Sosie Bond's flying. How wet does it want it? Horse that is flying, punters, and keep this one safe in my opinion, is the horse number. Oh, you're kidding me. Yeah, horse number 3, Dep Agent.
Former Singaporean.
Ready to win. Is the track suiting him? Well, you'd well and truly know by race 8. It needs to be able to run on.
Yep.
Django Freeman, the mail is that it's not going to be tied down 100%. The market sort of disagrees with that information though. Big watch, and sort of makes the race half unbettable, particularly when you get to the next 2 horses in the race, Peter, trained by your mate Lindsay Smith, Rejovic and Pakadali. Pakadali was very good last start.
Yeah, well, you just stole it from me. That's my horse. Might be going off one start too soon.
But why? Rejovic's in there as well. He's put on 2 apprentices.
Yep. That's the concern there. It might be one start too soon for Pakadali, but was pretty happy with the way that it went through the line. Some good splits there.
A little along the lines of race 5. It's a really interesting race where you can sort of really watch the market late.
Yep.
Have your Betfair Live up and watch, and you'll see things happen here because there is angles everywhere.
Yep.
Down to horses like our Passam.
Yep.
It's not hopeless here. Savio, Royal Ace, Shah Rossa, like there's potential. Guizo's $34 for some reason.
Oh, Guizo. I thought Mr. Marathon Man was good last start at Warrnambool as well. Again, I'm not exactly sure it will be suited from gate 16 there on Saturday, but that's another horse I'll be just watching, see how it goes this start, possibly wager small and then follow it up next start, just as long as it continues the natural improvement.
Mate, if you don't mind, we're just trying to film a show here, please. If you could, He's a little bit nervous, punters, because he shot 105 off the stick there on Monday. He's trying to have a little bit more practice time, but we've got 2 minutes and you can start practicing again. So Pete, that'll wrap us up for this week's edition. Best value and a lay, please.
Talking about Flemington.
You want to lay his golf, don't you? You'd shoot 205. That's the problem.
Yeah, but why would I be playing golf? Like it's like saying Sosie Bond's going to run in like the Formula One Grand Prix at Monaco. It's like, well, why would you do it? It's just insanity.
Peter, back to the show, please.
Yeah, important stuff.
Best bet, value and lay, Peter. My best is Milwaukee in race 6. I think it's number 7. And my value, we'll go to race 9, number 5, Al Burke. What are yours, Peter?
You'll have to check the hub below. The link will be there. You can click on that.
That's where our layers will be, and also your best and value.
Exactly. Awesome. I don't want to put it out there just yet because I'm afraid the Belmont market will crumble.
Because there's no liquidity, and there's going to be less people like Richie Irvine, who has done more for the game than anyone and has been ignored by the powers that be. Unbelievable.
Mind you, there's still no minimum bet laws in WA, despite all the work that Richie Irvine's done, and despite the fact that every other state has minimum bet laws. They still don't exist in WA.
Unbelievable. Till next week.